Now, mind you, we rode around the block and dropped Marky off so it can make it seem like Marky came by himself. You see that? So we trying to make it seem like Marky came by himself. So he walked past the truck. Once he walked past the truck, it was like we could kind of see, we up there close, we could kind of see him a little bit, but it's like it's a big tree and it was bushy and it was kind of curved, so we can only see them a little bit if they come off the porch, but we can hear them crystal clear. So we pulled up, we got the windows kind of like halfway cracked, and we got tinted windows. We in the truck, we got tinted windows. So Marky walked past us, right? Walked past the truck. And when he got close, you hear, yo, what you doing over here? So once I heard that, automatically, I'm like, oh, they trying to run up on my brother. I'm like, Mom, can I get out the truck? She like, no, let's just wait. I'm like, okay. So now, mind you, it's my mom, it's my nana, it's me, it's Raymond, and it's Marky friend. So we in the truck. So it's like, all right, I'm just waiting on the go time. I'm just waiting on that solid green light. Because if they jump, my brother is on. Because I'm thinking like we in they land. It's a dude on the porch already. It's a dude on the porch already. It's 2 against 1. So you hear, yo, what you doing over here? So Marky like, yo, you good? Like, but laughing. So Roy gets off the porch and he come closer to Marky's face. Marky on the sidewalk. Marky never all the way came like on a perimeter. He was just like in front of their crib, but on the sidewalk, right? So he like, yo, you all right? So he like, oh, you think that was slick? He like, you snuck me. You snuck me. That's what you did. So you hear Marky like, man, that was fair and square. So he like, I should beat you down right now. He like, bro, this the one right here. So dude get off the porch. So when dude get off the porch and I see they both in Marky face, I'm like, Mom, can I get out the truck? So Raymond like, yeah, can we get out the truck? So she like, no, y'all just wait. So I'm like, what we waiting on? What we waiting on, Satan? Get me out there. What you talking about? If we gonna get down to the nitty gritty and get bad with this and go straight evil twin, we need to be out there. But my mom, she was cooking. That's what that was. She was cooking. At this time, she was in the kitchen cooking, and I didn't know it, but I kind of smelt it. Because she was like, when my mom was telling me chill, now I know she ain't going to put us in no harm's way. So boom, all of a sudden you hear the dude say, man, Roy, you know what to do. Okay, that scared me. Time out. You know what to do. Like, what you mean? They finna try to get my mother. They probably finna go get a blinky. Like, so I'm like, Mom, they probably finna get a blinky. So now you got Marky friend like, yeah. Like, let's get out, y'all. Let's get out. So my mama say, I'll tell y'all when. All right. Okay, cool. So we sitting there. My nana ain't saying nothing. She spark up a cigarette. Mid situation, issue, it's an issue right now. Okay? We have a dilemma, ma'am. She light up that cigarette. She ain't Bo Peeped. She ain't said a word. She ain't uttered a word. It's just my mama talking and us talking. My nana is just sitting there copacetic and smoking a square. I'm like, okay, I don't know what this means. Maybe this a code for something. But this lady ain't saying nothing, right? So all of a sudden, Roy said, yeah. I know what to do. So he turned around and act like he was walking off, and he said, boom! He hit Mark in the face. And when he hit Mark tumbled from off the sidewalk in the street. And you know, like that when you get hit, you kind of like hit the ground a little bit, but your hands kind of catch it and you get yourself back up. But Marky was like, you could tell that he was trying to collect his thought. Like, this punch was an impact behind the punch. So immediately my mom was like, yo, get out the truck. So we gets out the truck. Once we start getting closer, right, immediately you see Raymond and, Marky friend run up to Rory friend. And he was lost. He didn't see, because that bush, the way they came up from off that sideway, you can't see until we come all the way right here. So they came like straight through the grass. They came around. They didn't even come on the sidewalk way. So he wasn't ready. He don't know them. He wasn't ready. So they, boo. So when I run up, I'm standing back looking at the bigger picture. Right now, Marky is getting, you know, he in a tussle. He not winning a fight, and you could tell like once that punch, Roy was really mad. He was going. He was up there swinging, and it was connecting. Marky was still trying to collect his thoughts. Then I'm looking over here like, you got Raymond and Marky friend putting the works on him, you feel me? So I'm like, who you think I'm finna go help? Let me go. I'm finna go help my brother out. The way I ran over there, Roy didn't even see me. Now here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal with me. I'm not aiming for the face. I'm aiming for the body. I straight ran up on his ribs. 1, 2, 1. I'm like, let my brother go. The way he, when you talk about making a dog holler, Marky like, my jaw, that's all Marky kept saying. He got up, he like, watch out, I got him. Pookie trying to work him, but he kept getting up. So I'm like, stay down. So all of a sudden the police, pull up. Now I come back to my senses. I come back like E.T. come home. I come back right to reality after I realized, because I blanked out, right? I blanked out. So I come to reality and I'm looking like, where is my Nana? And where is my mom? They didn't get out with us. So I'm sitting there. Where is they at? The police done pulled up. They done stopped the fight. So as the police pulled up, some of the police I was recognizing, but then the one that's my dad's friend that my mom be talking to, the one that gave her them hundreds to get us, that we call Uncle, he pulled up. I knew exactly, I'm like, Steve, I knew exactly who this was. I'm like, Steve. I was shocked to see Steve. So I was like, oh, we busted. So they like, the police like, hey, what's going on here? And so Roy like, they came over here trying to jump me. That's what happened. And he knocked my tooth out earlier. Woo woo. So they going back and forth. So the police officer say, hey, you don't need to yell. You don't need to shout. So all of a sudden, my so-called uncle, my mom's friend, he walks up. He say, you again. So he like, he say, didn't I tell you don't be around them? He like, I'm not around them. They came over here. He like, well, why you didn't walk away? He said, I live here. He said, oh, you live there? He like, this your place or you stay with somebody? He like, I stay with somebody. So he like, the cop asked Roy, who you stay with? He said, I stay with my Nana. He like, tell your Nana to come outside. He like, she can't. He like, why come she can't? He like, she can't walk. He said, well, let me go talk to her. So Roy like, no, you can't go inside. So he said, well, I'm going to take you to jail. He said, what you taking me to jail for? You ain't taking him to jail. He said, don't ask me no questions. He turned them around, patted them down, put them in the cuffs. So he said, oh, and your friend? He said, hey, put them bracelets on. So I'm looking like, oh my God. Now I'm panicking. Like, oh my God, I'm finna go to jail. So Marky like, man, my jaw. He like, we finna go to jail? He like, where's mom? I'm like, I don't know. And so Raymond like, yo, I got something on me. I'm like, what? He like, I'm like, oh my God. So all of a sudden, my so-called uncle, he turns around. He say, y'all get home. And so Roy friend like, oh, they get to go home. I'm like, they finna go to jail. So Marky like, they about to drop the soup. I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, just like I dropped your jaw. So they pushed him on in the car. Boom. We gets in the truck. So when we get in the truck, I'm like, Mom, why you didn't come out there? Thank God that my uncle was there. She said, I called the cops, boy. So my mom was cooking. She was cooking, you feel me? She the one set it up. It was the underlay for the overlay. So she set all that up. She the one had them cops to come out there. And it was just, you know, bada bing, bada boom. It happened and it happened. You know what I'm saying? So when we pulls off, we gets to the crib. As we gets to the crib and pulls in front of the crib, so-called uncle, he pulls up. So my mama like, hey, let me talk to him real quick. I'm finna talk to y'all uncle. Y'all go in the house. So I'm like, all right, so boom, we all go in the house. Raymond, me, you know what I'm saying, Marky, Marky friend, my Nana. We all in the house. My Nana, she goes downstairs. So we in the living room. I'm like, Marky, you good? He like, man, my jaw, look at my jaw. So he opened up his mouth so we can look in the inside. It was like, it wasn't big, but it was a nice little cut. So I don't know if he bit down on it or just Roy had that impact that he just tried to, you know what I'm saying, Sugar Ray you. It looked like he, so I was like, you good? He like, man, he like, it hurt so bad. He just kept saying it. He like, but my tooth ain't gone. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, he in jail. Like, so all of a sudden, my mama comes in. She like, hey, y'all, come here. So we comes out. So we see the cop, my so-called uncle, he knocking on Beth's door. So I'm like, why he knocking on Beth's door? So he knocking on Beth's door, and he's talking to Joanne, and we just standing there. I didn't know what was happening with the situation at first. And then my mom like, he's talking to them because they better not touch y'all, ring my bell, none of that. So we going on ahead and we just gonna let it all die down. They started and I'm gonna just finish it. That's all. So my mama was sitting there talking loud, but smiling. You know that sarcasticness? That's all. I'm just finishing it. That's all it is, you know? So I'm just like, okay, like, she's saying this loud. It's to me, but it's directly really to them because we were standing right there in front of their crib. So, boom, that happened. We goes inside. Raymond and Dib, Marky friend and Dib. It's me, Marky. So my mama to put my bed back. Everything Gucci. Now, I'm in my room, right? I'm in my room. I'm like, man, this was a crazy day. So I'm in my phone, right? So I'm calling, letting everybody know. Basically, I got my phone back, you know? So as I'm hitting people up, Piper hits me up, right? So immediately it comes with Piper with the little googly heart eyes. So, hello. She like, hey. I'm like, what's up? She like, nah, this don't seem right. Boom, she FaceTime me. She FaceTime me. So, what's up? She like, nothing. I'm like, what up? She like, so you got a girlfriend? I'm like, no, I don't. She like, I'm happy you got your phone back. I'm like, yeah. She like, so what school you going to? I'm like, well, I'm going to my brother's school. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I got to come back there. She like, yeah, I'm going to be there too. She like, because I came at the end. I'm like, oh, I'm like, that's cool. So I'm like, I get to see you a little bit more. So she like, I want to see you. I'm like, well, I don't work tomorrow. I'm like, so I'm like, I'm off punishment and stuff. So I'm like, I might just be chilling outside. We can see each other. Boom. We get off the phone. So as I doze off, I miss some calls when I get up. I miss the girl with the sky, Kiki, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a couple of people, Raymond hit me up. So, I'm back popping. I got all my stuff back. I'm feeling good. I get up. So, my mom like, hey, start doing your chores. So, I had to still wipe the walls. I still had hardcore chores. My mom was still on that chore type talk. So, my nana was like, it's time for her to go. So, she packed up. She dipped. She leaves, right? All right, boom. So, it get later that day. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, can I go to the court? Can I go hoop? Because Raymond had already shot me a text that they was going to be up there hooping, but I know they was going to be up there smoking too. So she like, yeah, just, you know, a couple of hours, you know, come in and check in. Like, we stayed by a court, but my mom wasn't the type, like, call me from the phone. Like, don't call me. Like, just come home, check in the house, and then go back outside. So it was like one of those. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, Marky, I'm like, you want to go up here and hoop with me? So he like, yeah. So boom, we walking. We get to the park. We get to the park. Raymond them come, you know, and we chilling. So boom, we hooping. Boom, we starting to have a 5-on-5. We pick up a 5-on-5. So now we got a 5-on-5. We running up and down the court, up and down the court, up and down the court. So boom, we end up losing, right? So I was like, look, I'm gonna stay out. Somebody could take my place, like, because it was just really us on the court. I'm like, somebody else could take my place. I'm like, hey, you want to come in for me? So dude, like, yeah. So he come in for me. So I'm toying on my phone, right? So when I look up, I see Beth in them, right? But she ain't giving no static, but she trying to like make somebody scared, like giving a little death look or looking a little crazy with it. But I ain't paying no attention. I ain't worried about it. So she walks past. And she like, can I talk to you? I'm like, about what? She like, nah, I just want to talk. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to talk. She like, nah, I just want to say, like, can we just squash? And I'm like, it's been squashed. I've been trying to say it's been squashed. Boom, my phone go off. I'm talking to Kiki now. Kiki to call me Beth right there. So while she talking, I pick up the phone like, what? Why am I listening to you? Why are you talking to me? So Marky come like, hey, yo, bro, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. I'm on the phone. So I walk off. I'm like, what's up? She like, where you at? Oh, I'm like, about 5 minutes away. you know what I'm saying, from the job. I'm like, we over here hooping. She like, I'm finna come see you before I go to work. I'm like, all right, cool. So I didn't know what time she started, but time was progressing and she didn't come. But we still out there hooping. So she shot me a text like, you still out there? I'm like, yeah, we still out here. She like, let me know whenever you leave. So I'm like, whatever. Okay. So boom, Piper hits me up. She like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, nothing, I'm hooping. She like, just want to tell you, I'm thinking about you. I'm like, I'm thinking about you too. Really, I really wasn't. It was just the fact that she said that, and it was just like, I was young. It was like, it sounded like it was slick at the moment. I'm like, I'm thinking about you too. But it was like, I did have a thing for it. Like, when I heard her voice, like, she made me weak. Like, I liked her, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like, I knew I probably wasn't possibly going back, right? So, boom, I hang up. So, I'm like, all right, so my phone ring again. Now, I'm finna jump in the game. So, I'm like, I see it lighting up. So, I'm like, man, that might be my mom. So, I went on ahead and I looked at the phone. I'm like, it's Piper. I'm like, hello? She like, can I come see you? She like, I'm finna drive to come see you. I'm like, give me 15 minutes. Let me run this game. I got you. I hang up. Boom, so I'm hooping. So somebody blocked my shot. Blah. All of a sudden you hear, Dad, you let him block your shot? I look. It's Kiki. Now, mind you, it's Beth. Everybody's still out there. Everybody out there, they sitting on the, on the bench. They chiefing, they chilling. So I'm like, he ain't gonna block me again. So now I'm out there showing out. So now I'm out there trying to gain points. So I'm having a good time, right? Boom, we get out the game. I go over there, I run over there to Kiki. I get to squeezing her, right? Hugging. I'm like, oh. She like, So she said, I thought you wasn't my man. I'm like, come here, girl. So I'm hugging her. I'm picking up, I'm squeezing. So as I'm picking up and I'm turning around, I see Bev like just eyeing me. So I'm like, so we get in Kiki car. So Marky is in the car with me. So I'm like, hey, bro, I'm like, I'm finna drop you off at the crib. He like, no, I'm just gonna hang with y'all. I'm like, no, I'm gonna drop you off at the crib. Cause Kiki, you know what I'm saying, she wanted to talk to me. So he like, all right, so we pull up. I get out so I could do the check-in. So I'm like, hey, Mom, just checking in. I'm like, hey, I'm finna go and hang out with a friend for like 10, 15 minutes and then I'll be back. She like, are you going or are you asking me, Roshan? I'm like, may I go with my friend? I'm like, for 15 minutes. She said, and to do what? I'm like, oh, we just finna talk real quick. She said, okay, you got 15 minutes and come back. She like, because I need to tell you what's the plan. I'm like, okay. She like, because I'm throwing a big party before we go out of town. She like, and then when I come back, we're going to get the school stuff situated. You're going to go to this alternative school, get this credit, go to Mark. We're going to get you your school. And I'm going to break down the rules to you and let you know what's happening. I'm like, okay, boom. We dips. I dips, right? Right? I leave. I guess in a car. So I'm like, what's up? So I think we finna just chill in front of my crib. So she was like, let's go somewhere. So she, boom, cranks up the car. She pulls up in front of her crib. I'm like, but this time she didn't come the way that she normally come. It's like she came the opposite way. So she came the opposite way. She pulls up. So I'm like, so I know what this means. She like, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do. She like, you do? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you finna let me smash you? She like, oh, you want to smash me? I'm not your girl. I'm like, stop. So my phone is popping. So she like, but the ringer on. Now, I was the type that never had my ring on, but I had my ring on because I was hooping and I wanted to hear if my mama or anybody was calling me. So I'm like, man, I forgot it was on the ringer. So I'm like, but it's Piper. So I'm like, I bumped the call. Now, this is before I got, like, very smart that people know when you bumping a call. So I, boom. So she tried to come through the FaceTime. Boom. Ignored it real quick. She like, you want to get that? Oh, wait, that's your girl? I'm like, stop. She like, come in the house. I'm like, she like, you scared? I'm like, what I'm scared for? I'm like, it ain't like I ain't never had it. She like, oh, really? I'm like, really? She like, okay. So boom, we goes in her crib. So she was like, look, let's watch this show. I'm like, I really only got 15 minutes. She like, what? I'm like, yeah, because my mom want to talk to me because she planning a big party before she go on her cruise. I'm like, it's a lot going on. I'm like, I just get off punishment. So she's like, you be on punishment for real? So I'm like, yeah. So she like, come here. So we go in the kitchen. So she bring out this vodka. She bring out some vodka. Right? It straight says vodka on there. Like, it was the blue proof version, like some stuff now that I'm growing, and I know that ain't nothing that you want to just go bout off the strength in case you finna go fight or do something you ain't got no business do to get you in jail. So boom, she like, let's take a shot. I'm like, whoa, this is strong. I'm like, this is strong. So wow, cool. Cause I was like, we used to drink like the punch stuff, like mixes. So this was like some exclusive big boy. Like I'm stepping into the grown people panties. So I knocked the shot back. She knocked it back. We goes in the living room. So I'm chilling. So I'm like, can I use the bathroom? She's like, yeah. So I go in the bathroom. I call my mom. I'm like, hey, mom. I'm like, I'm going to be home in 20 minutes. I'm like, my friend need help with something. So my mom like, you got 20 minutes and the time start right now. I'm like, okay. Boom. So we chilling. So I'm like, look, I got to be home in 20 minutes. You going to drop me off, right? She like, yeah, you so worried about getting home. She like, come here. So I sit down. So she like, I'm finna sit on your lap. I'm like, no, you not. So she really like, boom, she leaned over and she sits on my lap. So I got my hands like on her waist. I'm like, come on. So I'm trying to move. I'm like, come on, girl. She like, no. She like, why you telling people that you're not mine? I know you want me. I'm like, who said I want you? She said, I know you do. I'm like, maybe I do. She said, because if I didn't want you or you didn't want me, I wouldn't be trying and you wouldn't be trying. Why you here? I'm like, because you said you had something to... No. Why you here? I'm like, you better stop. I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure, like, you know, nobody get hurt here. She like, I'm a big girl. I'm not going to get hurt. I'm like, oh, you're a big girl. She's like, I'm a big girl. So she started moving. I'm holding on here. So I'm like, stop. She's like, no. I'm like, boom. Immediately she get the... Now, I had like a shirt, but it had 3 buttons. She snapped it. Pop. Snapped the buttons off the shirt, yo. B bricked up. Yo. Took the snatch trap. But at the moment, I didn't matter. So I'm putting my hands up on her shirt. I'm pulling off. We getting crazy right on the couch. So I'm wanging out on the couch like, she like, you're mine. She's talking to me, saying like, say you mine. But I wouldn't. I'm like, stop. I guess she like, look at you. She like, look at you. You know you like it. I'm like, I do. I'm talking to her, right? Boom, have my moment. Boom. So we go clean ourselves up. She like, you hungry? I'm like, I think I gotta go. I don't even know if I'm late or not. I ain't even look at the time. So she like, all right, boom. She pulls me back up in front of the crib. I guess in the crib, we good. We Gucci Cabana. My mama, she in the bar, so I go in the bar. I'm like, Mom, I just want to let you know I'm home. She like, come here. So I come in. I'm like, hey. She like, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. She like, and you always gonna be my baby. You my firstborn. I'm like, she like, you just too much like me. And it just... Woo! It's like payback. It's payback for real because you are definitely every shade of me. So I'm like laughing. So she said, look, this is what's happening. I'm throwing a big party. Then the day after the party, I'm leaving. Your dad take me on a cruise. I'll be back in a week and you and Marky gonna hold down the house. She said, everything is hashed out. Beth ain't gonna mess with you. I got your uncle gonna be checking on you. You got Miss Smith next door that's gonna be checking on you. And if push come to shove, I'll make sure that Carlina or somebody can pop in. Or, you know, her friend that she called herself pop in. So it was like, okay. So I'm like, okay, cool. And she said, when I come back, we're gonna get the school stuff situated. I'm like, okay. So boom, I goes in my room, I'm chilling. So I hits Piper back. I'm like, what's up? She like, where you been? I'm like, what? She like, where you been? I came to your house and rung your bell. I'm like, you came to my house and rung? My mama didn't tell me that. She said, nobody came to the door. She like, where were you? I'm like, oh, I was hooping. My phone died. She like, oh, I thought you was ignoring my calls. But I was. I was ignoring this girl call, shorty. So, boom, she got mad. She like, whatever you doing, just have fun. Click. Hang up on me. I'm like, whatever. Boom, the next day come. I have to work the next day. So I got up, I did my chores, successful day. Tell my mom, like, hey, I got to work today. All right, what time you get off? This time I get off at 9. Decent set time. So boom, I get to work. As I'm working, got David there, right? Right? You got David there. I go to work. We got Yo-Yo, Kiki, and the register girl. The register girl about to get ready to get off. So I go, washing my hands. I'm finna get ready to start my shift. Oh, fuck up. Put my stuff on. So Miss Shirley like, hey, I want you guys to meet somebody. And so we like, who? Like, we didn't know. So he comes from out the office way. And she was like, he's going to start today. So I'm like, she was like, and looking at me like, and you're going to train him on chicken and fish. And I'm like, also David, he like, am I going to be fired? Right off the bat, she said, I didn't know. We need somebody else too to be able to, you know, do fish and stuff like that to cover shifts so people can start getting more off days. So she like, he's going to be doing like 3 to 4 days out the week. So everybody kind of huddled up. And so we're about to get ready to start getting busy. So he backed up with me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm showing him how to drop chicken. We got, you know, David, he's on the fish. So he doing good on fish, a little struggling, but we all good. So as we getting stuff together, you know what I'm saying? The register girl, she finally dips. Yo-Yo, she's still kind of there, but she's in like her side, supervisor office, getting paperwork and stuff like that, the deposits and all that before she dip. So now we getting busy. Boom, boom, we getting everything. Now we in the middle of rush. Boom, Yo-Yo gone. Now it's just Kiki, David, me, Alex, the dude in the, so Alex is the dude in the smoke area, and the other dude that we be chiefing with. They in the smoke area, and the guy that I'm training is Christopher, so he's there. So boom, I'm like, all right, so we got this ticket. I'm like, this ticket got 50 wings. I'm like, so you see it says the W with the F. I'm like, that's with fries. So I'm like, you got to drop a thing of fries, and I'm like, I got the chicken. Boom. So I'm showing him, he like, man, is this kind of easy? You know, he asked me questions. How long you been here? Blah, blah, blah. My phone going off. I want to check it so bad. You know what I'm saying? So Kiki, she's sending me text messages. Once I drop it, boom, and I take the gloves off, I check my phone, and I see that Kiki is texting me from the front. Like, she's sneaking, like, doing a little slide text or something. Like, so boom, she come back there. She like, okay, boys, I need 25 wings. David, I need 3 fish fillets. I need a basket of fries. So he like, a basket of fries. He like, man, you fine. I can do your basket of fries. Like, I can do your basket of fries real good. So I look like, and so Kiki say, what? And she gave him a smile. She gave him a smile, but she looked at me too. She like, what? So I was thinking like she was smiling. He like, no, he said, I got the best fries. She said, okay, good. And she walked off. So I'm like, he like, man, who is that? She bad.